Have you ever caught yourself saying, I know exactly why I do this, so why do I keep doing it? Maybe you've been in therapy, you've read the books, you've listened to the podcast, you understand your childhood, you know your attachment style, you know your anxiety isn't logical, and yet you still panic before presentations, you still shut down during conflict, you still can't sleep, you still react before you think. If that's happened to you, I want to suggest something. Maybe the problem isn't that you don't understand yourself. Maybe your nervous system simply can't access what your thinking brain already knows. So after more than 25 years as a psychologist, that realization completely changed how I think about healing to increase mental readiness and resiliency and mental performance and productivity in relationships and in your career. For most of my career, I practiced traditional psychotherapy, and I still love therapy. Therapy changes lives. It helps us understand ourselves and heal trauma and improve relationships and develop insight. But after years of working with clients, I noticed many people understood everything. Yet under stress, their body still reacted first. Around that same time, I was searching for additional ways to help myself reach peak performance in my career, but also emotional openness and readiness and resiliency in my connections and relationships. And that's when I discovered neurofeedback. Initially, it was personal, but then it became professional. So years before COVID, I introduced it into my private practice. And after all these years, I have to say it's still one of my favorite tools. Not because it's better than therapy, but because it works differently than therapy. So take a look at this. So this part of your brain up here is your prefrontal cortex. Think of it as your CEO. It's in charge of planning and decision-making and impulse control and problem solving, emotional regulation, all that good stuff. That perspective, right? That is the job of your prefrontal cortex. When you're in therapy, that is the part of the brain we're primarily engaging. We're helping you think differently, understand yourself, challenge beliefs, build healthier coping skills, and that's called a top-down process. Thinking brain is helping regulate the rest of your brain and body, and it's incredibly effective. But let's look deeper. This is your limbic system, your emotional brain. Its job is survival, and it asks one question and one question only. Am I safe? And when the answer feels like no, and no can literally be, my boss yelled at me, my partner didn't return my text, I'm running for my life from a bear, it can be in any of those things, your limbic system does not know the difference once it's activated. So your limbic system activates, then your brain stem joins the conversation, then you go into fight, flight, or freeze. Your heart races, your muscles tighten, your breathing changes. As your survival brain becomes more activated, your prefrontal cortex becomes less available. It's almost like your CEO leaves the office. It's like, I'm done, I'm out of here. The body is working for survival. We're in life or death situations. It leaves. That's why you can say, I know I'm safe, while your body says, no, absolutely not, we're not safe. You're trying to solve a nervous system problem using a thinking brain that has temporarily gone offline. And this is where neurofeedback and other cognitive performance optimization tools are different, and why I love using them in practice. Not better than therapy, just different. So therapy, again, is primarily top-down intervention. Neurofeedback is primarily bottom-up intervention. What does that mean? So instead of asking your thinking brain to calm your body, neurofeedback starts by helping your brain and nervous system become more regulated first. Then, as your nervous system becomes calmer, your thinking brain naturally comes back online. And that's why I often tell clients, insight creates awareness, regulation creates access. So let me show you how it's done. To do neurofeedback, you need a headband, okay? And this headband has sensors inside of it. These sensors don't put anything into your brain. They simply measure the tiny electrical activity your brain is already producing every second. So your brain is creating electric rhythms, what we call brainwaves. Delta, theta, alpha, beta, those are your brainwaves. These brainwaves reflect different states like sleep, calm and attentive, or calm and focused, or excessive activation. So this is my screen as a clinician. I'm watching those brainwaves patterns in real time. I'm not reading your thoughts. I'm not interpreting your memories. I'm simply observing how your brain is functioning. Now, this is what you see. You're watching a movie, listening to music, or playing a simple game. Your brain is constantly receiving tiny rewards whenever it produces healthier, more regulated patterns that I preset for you in a neurofeedback coaching app. You don't consciously make anything happen. You aren't thinking about changing your brain. Your brain learns through feedback and operant conditioning. The same way we learn balance, right? The same way we learn to ride a bike or play a piano, that's called neuroplasticity. So your brain gradually adopts healthier patterns and healthier states because it's being repeatedly reinforced. One of the simplest ways to understand this is thinking of physical therapy. Imagine you injured your shoulder. Reading books about anatomy helps you understand your shoulder, and that's valuable. But physical therapy retrains the movement, right? So neither replaces the other. One builds understanding, the other builds function. Therapy helps you understand your mind. Neurofeedback helps retrain the brain patterns that support emotional regulation. So what changes? Usually people don't say, my life suddenly became stress-free. Instead, they say things like, I recovered faster, I paused before reacting, I slept deeper and I felt recovered after sleep, my anxiety didn't take over my life, I stopped overthinking, I could finally use the coping skills I'd been learning in therapy, and that's my favorite part, that therapy started working even better because the brain had greater capacity to use it. After 25 years of teaching, supervising clinicians, appearing on national television, and helping thousands of people, I've become less interested in asking what's the best treatment and much more interested in asking what's the right intervention for this person at this moment. Sometimes that's therapy, sometimes it's medication, sometimes it's coaching, sometimes it's neurofeedback, and sometimes it's a combination of things. Most of the time, it's a combination of things, a thoughtful combination of things, because I believe the future of mental health isn't one-size-fits-all care, it's personalized intervention. So if you've ever thought, I know exactly what I need to do, I just can't seem to do it, I hope today's video helped you understand why. Sometimes you need greater access to the insight you already have. Therapy helps you understand yourself. Neurofeedback helps your brain become more capable of accessing that understanding when life gets hard. If you'd like to learn more about neurofeedback or my practice, you'll find information in the description below. And if this conversation helped you understand your brain in a new way, I'd love to have you subscribe, because every conversation on this channel, from relationships and anxiety to burnout and emotional regulation, comes back to one simple truth. When we build regulation, we build capacity. And when we build capacity, lasting change becomes possible.